let's start with the Lakers. The Lakers evidently are about to make a trade. Who's going out the door? They have offered Rui Hachimura. They've offered D'Angelo Russell. They've offered Gabe Vincent. People are asking for one of their number one picks in a deal. They've just reopened trade talks. I don't know why they need him, but obviously he's a proven veteran with Washington for Kyle Kuzma. They might bring him back. Would Hachimura and a draft pick to Washington for Kuzma make sense? They're talking to Utah about their big center. Utah's really having a miserable season with all the young players they've kind of stockpiled. They're talking to the Jazz about Walker Keeler. And they're talking to Portland about backup center, former Boston Celtic, Robert Williams. So there looks like there's going to be a trade involving the Lakers. Right now they're at 16-12, I think it is, or 16-13. They still have a defensive hole in the middle on the floor, so there's a potential deal there. Hockey, New York Rangers. This is bad. I wish the hell we had good leadership at the NHL level with Gary Bettman. The junk that is going on, this headhunting stuff, is miserable. Chicago's number one draft pick, Connor Bedard, the teenage sensation last year. He's been hurt a lot. I saw a Blackhawks game. He took 3 shots to the face and jaw this past weekend in back-to-back games. And this is a kid that shattered his jaw when he got hit by a shot last year. And to me, that's intent to knock this guy out of the game. That's brutal. Anyhow, New York Rangers mean streak forward Matt Rempe has been suspended for 8 games after a brutal hit on a Dallas Stars player at center ice, left his feet, hit him with a forearm in the back of the head, face first into the boards. Oh. It's his 4th match misconduct in 22 games in his career. He's been hit with an 8-game suspension, $80,000 fine. Next one will be a 16-game suspension. The headhunting in the league, to me, is disgraceful. And the league just lets this junk go on and on and on. Vancouver, the surprise highlight team of the playoffs last year, they got internal problems, really tough. They had goaltending problems. They had 3 goaltenders hurt. They're all finally back, led by Thatcher Demko from Scripps Ranch, is finally back healthy. But they had an implosion on the bench a couple weeks ago with one of their captains, JT Miller, and the coach, Rick Tocchet. I hate to use the term on our podcast, but they're both kind of red asses. But evidently, there was an exchange on the bench between JT Miller and the coach, and JT Miller got removed from the roster, was gone for 3 weeks counseling. Now there's been a follow-up incident involving JT Miller and Elias Pettersson, their high-priced, big-scoring forward, over responsibility of pass me the puck when I'm open in front of the net, don't go down there and just take a shot. Evidently, there was a confrontation in the locker room. So Rick Tocchet, who's a fiery guy as a coach, held a team meeting on the weekend, and he told these guys, the crest on this jersey is more important than the name on the back of the jersey. I want you guys to understand this is about team, not yourself. Vancouver can't win at home. With all these goal scores, they're just not winning at home, which has really put them in a tough situation. English Premier League. I don't understand what's happened in one city. I do have an explanation what's happened in the other. The 2 marquee legendary franchises in the English Premier League in soccer are Manchester City and Manchester United. City, which had a near unbeaten season a year ago, led by the great Norwegian Erling Haaland. They're not scoring goals and they're not winning games, which is really hard to believe. They have won only 8 of their first 17 games this season. Wow. But they've had so many injuries that everybody is defending and marking Haaland out of games now. He can't get good looks and shots because all the other support guys around him who'd also used to score aren't there because of injuries. Manchester United, I've never seen this before. I can't imagine what it's like to be in Manchester, England, because that's the most important thing in that city, not the industry, not the beauty, not the history. It's Man U. They have won only 6 of 17 games. Manchester United is in 13th place in the English Premier League. That's Man U. You know, that's not Ipswich Town or one of these teams that just got promoted. It's about to get relegated back out. This is Man U. That's really stunning. And soccer, MLS is coming here in February to San Diego. San Diego FC just stockpiled their roster. They had the 1st and 9th pick in the MLS draft. They made one trade, flipped the pick, got more. They drafted an 18-year-old, 6'4" teenage sensation from Cal Santa Barbara. His name is Manu Duhai. I don't know that he's going to make the big team early on, but I've never seen a 6'4" guy who can run. I saw a video of this kid. This is a 18-year-old freshman at Cal Santa Barbara. They picked a defender from the University of Washington, Ian Pitcher. He's got great credentials. Washington Husky Soccer. That's a national brand. Picked up Harrison Burdos, a defender from North Carolina Charlotte. They've also acquired 4 MLS veterans at midfield and on defense. And of course, they have Chucky Lozano, who comes from Mexico to be one of their snipers up front. So they're putting together a really diverse roster for San Diego FC, the MLS team that makes its debut in Major League Soccer in February. John, topics on the table. Go anywhere you want.
I'm excited about San Diego FC. I think this is going to be really cool for San Diego.
I think the biggest challenge to me is you're a coach and you're bringing players in from Portugal and you're bringing players in from Mexico and you're bringing players in from Denmark and from the Congo and these college kids. How do you communicate? Because they all come from different backgrounds. That to me, what a challenge that is.
Oh yeah. But soccer is an international sport. I'm sure they're going to find a way to communicate with everybody, but I think it's a great thing for San Diego. So I'm fired up. I want to follow these guys. Maybe a little rough first couple of years, but I think it's going to be good. The Lakers situation, you talked about trading Rui Hachimura and a draft pick to the Wizards. Like if I'm the Wizards, I take that deal in a minute. That's a sweet deal for them.
Kuzma? That's an established shooting forward.
Yeah, but the deal is that the Wizards need more first-round picks. They need more talent. And Rui Hachimura, I think, has more to his game that we haven't seen with the Lakers.
And he came from Washington.
Wasn't that funny? Because Kuzma came from the Lakers. It just seems like they're just trying to find a way to find the complementary pieces to go with LeBron and AD. And is Kuzma the guy? I don't know. I mean, you were talking earlier that they were going to go to the Wizards to try to get the shot blocking center.
Yeah, Valanciunas. But now they're talking to Utah to get Kessler, who I like. And they're talking to Portland. Robert Williams is he's a part-time starter, part-time backup, but he's a bruiser. He started his career with the Celtics. He's in Portland, but he's been covering from injury. So they're going to change something, I think, before the trade deadline in Lakerland.
Yeah, so I mean, it's funny that we got the high-speed sports wire, we got Lakers and hockey on here. I think it's fantastic that we cover everything in the world of sports.
Yes, with apologies out there. We do sports talk the way it should be done on this podcast. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, it's your turn to take it over.